This is probably the last video unless something more interesting comes along that I can tell you about my car. I'm going to start a walk around and just explain the things that I did to make it almost like new. Under the hood I used just regular black shoe polish because it is wax. It's a heck of a job to do the whole hood underneath and also the wheel housings. As I explained earlier, all the aluminum, like the struts and behind the wheel, the brake components, anything that's aluminum, I used Mother's aluminum polish. And as you can see, down in the inside the fenders, I don't know if you can see it well, but it's pretty clean. Just use a rag with polish and a long rod to get back down in there, and also the hinges and all the panels inside. I used on the wheel wells on the fronts, I used 600 Emi steel wool to get all the road marks off of it, and they came out pretty good. Then I just waxed them. And also I used that 600 steel wool on all the alternator and compressor, anything aluminum, even the top of the intake. And it's just a matter of getting into it and cleaning it and waxing it. Nothing scientific about all this. And the reason I'm doing this is because when I enter it in car shows, I end up more often than not getting first place. And last 2 weekends ago, I got Best of Show. And that was because their whole purpose in the show was just to look for dirt. And as you can see, getting way back there, it's a little tricky, but it can be done. Inside the mirrors, ends of the doors, underneath the doors. And I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, the C4s have in the real wheel wells, they have the wheel well where they check this, but if you turn your hand over and go up over the top, you can get on top of the wheel wells. And I just pulled that off the wheel wells.